Good morning, good afternoon and good evening. Welcome back to the channel, and today we're doing a quick video on the truth of what is going on with Callum, because people keep on asking in the comments. In fact, someone said the other night, he's hanging around like a bad smell.
I read that actually. I was tempted to comment on that one as well.
Which he is, to be fair.
Yeah, I have been.
But there's good reason for it. So today we just wanted to do a video and just put to bed exactly what's going on with Callum, why I said he was leaving so long ago and why he's been hanging around here since. And also what is actually happening now moving forwards, because today is genuinely the last day.
It's the last one. Actually going.
Actually, yeah, officially going.
Yeah.
Now, I don't even know what I want to do in this video, to be honest. I just want to do a bit of a chat with Cal and just sort of talk about what the future for him looks like and what's gone wrong, really. Why the hell are you still here? But also, there's a twist, which means that you're going, aren't you, mate? But you're not going, which is all the more painful. So, what's happening?
I told you, it's a while ago now.
I want to say it was January, mate.
Yeah, I want to say it was around January.
9 months ago.
Because basically what we'd done is, to get our visas approved, you kind of do like a pre-application.
Yeah.
Then we got approved with the pre-application and thought, right, okay, well this is it then. We are making the move to Sweden. So gave up his flat, sold his furniture, handed our notices in to everyone, hence why I told you, and was like, look, I'm going. This is the date around this time. And annoyingly, because we'd not actually applied for the visas yet, we'd not actually been given an exact date, and that's what we struggled with for so long at the start of this year. Was there was no way of giving that's the date I'm going until I actually got it in writing. So we struggled with that, didn't we, with finding an exact date.
We had to put a mark in the sand, though, didn't we? And this is the hardest bit about it.
Yeah.
So we aimed for, wasn't it? It was September, wasn't it? And then you pulled it to August.
Yeah.
Git. And then it was back to September again.
Yep.
And it's been a weird one. So basically, the situation is you've handed in your notice here. You've been on the longest notice period known to man. Saying I'm going to be going at some point. I don't quite know when, which has sort of meant that at the start I couldn't look for anybody because we knew you were going to be here for so long. And then sort of as it got kind of like into early summer this year, I started then looking about. And without blowing smoke up your backside, Cal, you're quite hard to replace, mate. So it's been difficult. And then I sort of gave up for a bit. And then the new guy who's joining us, well, there's another twist.
It was supposed to be next week.
Was meant to be next week. And long story, I'll explain that in a bit. But Tim, who's the new guy, is meant to be coming in next week. And as a result of which, I basically gave Tim the green light. Tim's then sort of sat in the eaves, or whatever you call it, behind the scenes, behind the curtains.
Waiting.
Peeping.
Oh, I'm calling peeping.
Calling the peeper. So he's been waiting to kick off. And then as it's got closer and closer, what's gone wrong, Cal?
Well, he got his visa denied. We've appealed it. So basically someone else looks into it a little bit deeper into why you want to move here. And Molly's got family over there, so there is a little bit more of a reason as to just, we like the country. Go. We actually do have family over there, so we want to be closer to them. So there's a bit more of a background that hopefully someone will look into and actually go, all right, okay, I can see your reasons. But we're not holding out hope for that. I don't think it's going to work too much. I mean, we applied for that going on about 2 months ago now, and we're still waiting to hear back. So we don't think it's anything serious that they're going to say, again, you don't quite meet the requirements, but come on through.
Yeah, exactly.
It probably is
formal,
just cutthroat.
No.
So in the meantime, we're having to. So Molly's got Irish family and Irish citizen. Her mum's Irish, so
it explains a lot.
Yeah, explains everything. She's going to apply for her Irish passport, which will then get her access to the EU because she'll be a citizen.
Yeah.
And then she can basically go over there, live there for 3 months, get a job, get settled down, and then I can apply to move.
Yes.
But
it's a proper back door, isn't it?
Yeah, it's last resort. Like, and you know, if we didn't have this Irish, well, if Molly didn't have the Irish connection, it could be a case of this could be a done deal of we can't get there.
Which would be fantastic. Which would be a crying shame.
Yeah, big shame. So the Irish passport scheme probably is going to take between 9 to 12 months.
And this is where it is so difficult.
Yeah.
From my side of the fence. So at the start, Callum, you had the boot on your foot.
Yeah.
Everything was like in Callum's camp. Whenever you want to go, it's fine. Just give me a bit of note. And the deal was that you were going to give me 3 months.
Yeah,
when
once
you
I
knew.
knew. Yeah,
when you knew. But also that September was going to be the latest.
Yep.
So we kind of had some posts in place. And now, from my point of view, mate, so this is like the situation because we've got Tim, who's lined up, who is Callum's perfect replacement.
Yeah.
There's as good as anyone could be. As good as anyone could be. Because I know him and I trust him and all that sort of stuff, so it really helps.
Yeah.
So I can't lose him.
No.
To have this sort of open, it's so crap.
Yeah.
It's so crap.
And it's not, we have to do it like this because it doesn't work for both parties.
Agreed.
Any other way.
Yeah.
There's no other, because for all we know, next month we could get the approval of the visa.
Yeah, quite. And all of a sudden, Tim's found a job somewhere else.
And I'm gone, and you're
gone, I'm stuffed. Yeah,
so
exactly.
It doesn't work. But no, yeah. So I'm going, but not going as far as I thought.
However, positives.
Big positives, yeah.
What are you going to do, Cal?
I've got a new job, so I'm going to work with, I'm going to work in a child's residential care.
Yeah.
So I will be going to work with children with disabilities.
Pretty serious stuff.
Yeah,
isn't
quite.
it?
It's valeting, detailing cars, looking after children. It is a full 180 degree on a career.
Yeah.
It's one of them things I've kind of always wanted to do. I've always been told that I've been good looking after kids and good understanding children.
Sorry, I heard good looking there and you just threw me.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Easy to believe.
Yeah, quite.
And I've kind of always been like, yeah. And then probably about 2 months ago, I started working at the Down Syndrome Centre on a Friday night over in Bingley, and I just fell in love with working in that sector and just caring for them and looking after them and making sure they have the best time ever, and just I felt a true calling. And weirdly, I guess being denied to Sweden has probably worked out for the best, because I was saying this to Molly, is the sense of
you hated it here anyway and you wanted to change.
I just needed out, and I found my way out. I didn't have to lie to you and say, it's really hard to be here, I want to go.
Yeah, exactly.
I can just say, I'm moving to Sweden.
It's just a big ruse.
Yeah, it's all a lie. This whole situation of leaving here and this past week has been such a weird feeling for me. Because one, I've only ever left a job that you're happy to leave.
Yes.
Like, I know loads of people have asked me, there's a couple of lads at the garage that are like, well, I bet you're buzzing about Saturday, aren't you? And I'm like, no, like, genuinely no.
Yeah,
because I'm not excited to get out of somewhere that's horrible to work or I want to leave. It's like one of them things of like, I don't feel like I'm done. And that's the easiest way to explain it, is I don't feel like it's finished.
I'm mortified. I genuinely, this is the worst I've ever felt about another human besides, family. Yeah. Basically. So I do. And when you said you were leaving, I rung my mum and told her about it. And the best way to describe it is a bereavement. Yeah. Genuinely, that's how I felt, like bereaved.
I've never felt that towards a company or an employer.
Yeah,
every other place I've been, you're like, I'm going on to something different and better.
Yeah.
Whereas I don't feel like I'm going on to better. I know I'm going into an amazing career and that I want to do, and
it'll be amazing.
I can't wait to get started. But it's not that I want to change. I ever wanted to change this career.
Yeah.
Or leave, and it's a bereavement for being like, well, how should I feel about this?
Yeah. I mean, I'm buzzing on a human level, Callum. We've said this 1,000 times before. I'm genuinely buzzing for you. I think you found probably your true calling.
Yeah.
Working with, because it is so you, isn't it? You're a proper in touch guy.
Yeah.
And then the whole Sweden thing. While you're young, if you can make it. And I remember we talked about my time in Tenerife. I remember telling you all about, and then you told me you were going to Sweden. I thought, I should have lied.
It was exactly that night as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Just test the waters. Test the waters and see what it tells me about if I should do it or not.
Yeah, but I mean, if you get the opportunity to, and you want to, I don't suggest everybody does it, Alex.
Stay.
It's not for everybody.
No.
But you've got that bee in your bonnet that you want to do it. Yeah. You're just going to kick yourself if you've never had a go.
100%. Yeah.
And on a human level, I hope it works for you and you stay out there and all that sort of stuff. But on a selfish level, I look forward to you coming back. And you know the door's open. I hope that sort of clears it up a little bit as to why Cal was leaving 9 months ago but hasn't yet left. But now he's leaving, but isn't actually leaving the country. Yeah. It's a real messy one.
It is.
And to muddy the waters even more, Tim, who's meant to be starting on Tuesday next week. So the battle plan was Tim was starting Tuesday. with a view that on the 7th of October, Tim is having a baby, or more accurately, Tim's missus is having a baby, and Tim's going to be there to support her. So Cal was actually going to come back for a week.
We were booked it in the diary, hadn't we?
Yeah, you were leaving, but then just coming back in for a week just
week.
to support, which should be come back any time anyway. But now Tim isn't starting on Tuesday because his missus is getting induced on Monday.
Yeah, so you immediately turned to me, didn't you, and went, Callum, next week, you carrying on?
And you're on holiday.
I go on holiday.
Yeah, so you are officially leaving now, and it's pretty grim, mate. But honestly, it's been an amazing journey. When I think it'd be nice to talk about when you came in here. So you walked in here 2.5 years ago, and it was a bit cap and handy, wasn't it?
Yeah, very much.
I was in the same boat. I was skint.
Yeah.
So you came in, and I still am. But then I had no money.
Sat on my yacht on a weekend.
Exactly. Oh yeah, now I'm doing really well. Yeah, now I've got a massive mortgage and a baby. So much better.
Probably worse off.
Yeah, way worse off. When we came in, you weren't in a good place.
No.
I wasn't in a good place. And you basically said, I want to just trial me on a self-employed basis for a month or two, whatever it was, and just see how you get on. And honestly, after like a week or two, I was just like, this is a game changer. To have first proper employee is a game changer. And thank you for that, because I was selfish because you wanted a job, but you pushed me into knowing that
it can work as well. And doing it on that way of being self-employed for like the first 3 months meant that there was no attachment for both of us. It wasn't I was committing to a massive contract.
So cheap. The number you came in at as well was
the cap in hand
so
situation
cheap.
just was like, I'll take anything.
I looked at it and I thought, I can't lose.
No. Pulled out the change out of his back pocket, and there's your monthly wage, mate.
No. Which, to be fair, if you'd have come in at a higher number, I wouldn't have taken the risk. But for the record, you know, we've sorted that out ever since, and we've always made sure that we've put you in the right place.
100%.
And mate, every penny that I've given you for working here has been a penny bloody well spent. You've just been, fantastic. And truthfully, you've made it a better place for me to work. Yeah. Having someone in that's sort of fun. And to give Alex his credit, and I know he'll be editing this, but he's got a little glint of Callum in him.
Yeah, he does.
Do you know what I mean? So, it's a bit like having your son in.
Yeah. We always used to do that all the time, didn't we? We'd go out to the pub, I'd always be like, Daddy, ain't another pint?
Yeah, cheers.
And you were like, shut up.
Well, someone said it, didn't they? A customer came in and said, is that your son?
Oh, that was it, yeah.
Was it your son?
I've just been speaking to your son.
Yeah.
Something.
Ouch.
Yeah, and you walked down like, what?
Yeah. I don't think you had a moustache at the time.
No, I didn't.
That aged you.
Yeah,
to be fair.
a lot, yeah.
But then when you came here, like, this was just an empty box, basically. I'd done some panelling and stuff, but nothing major.
It was really funny, actually. It was when you were on holiday, me and Alex were having lunch or something, and he'd come to make a brew. And he was asking me about when I came here and when I first met you and stuff, and how I got started here.
Yeah.
And the first ever time that we met was when I was cleaning out the unit over the road.
Yeah.
When I was at where Fingerprints is.
Yeah.
And you came in and asked about the lights.
Yes.
And you were like,
I was asking about lighting.
I'm going to get spotlights in my showroom. And I was just like, no.
No,
do not get spotlights, because, they're not good for showing cars in the best light. They're just horrible, and they will show everything. And I remember saying to Alex, actually, and looking over, because there was about 2 weeks of changeover before I moved to the old new unit. Yeah. When you were coming in that white Beamer, in a white X5.
Yes, I was.
And you were coming every week, and you were in and painting, and wood was getting brought in. Yeah. And I always said to Alex, I was like, not once did I ever look at there and go, I'll be there in 2.5 years.
Weird.
And I just say, like I said to Alex, that saying's never more true of everyone comes into your life for a reason.
Yeah, I agree
you
with
always
that.
meet someone for a reason, and you might not never know it or think why.
Yes.
Until it comes into light and you go, oh wow, that's why you're there.
It's so weird. Another weird thing is 6 years ago I was designing the logo for Cubitt Cars.
Yeah.
And I spent ages trying to work out what I was going to use, and I went with a cube.
It makes sense.
Genius. And the maddest thing is that 6 years later, it's now tattooed on your arm. It's just so crazy. So we had a bit of a mad idea. I joked. Who came up with the idea actually to tattoo you?
I think it was a joint jokey situation.
Yeah. I'm going to brand you. That was it.
Yeah, something about that. Yeah, I want to brand you before you go. And I was like, well, I'll get a tattoo. And you were like, no, genuinely. I was like, yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
And I love that because and Clemmy loves it.
Yeah.
Absolutely loves it. She's
Yeah,
so sweet. And my mother, I sent you through to my mum.
Oh, brilliant.
I said, Callum's got a tattoo. And I just sent her the picture. And she went, is that what I think it is? I went, yeah, it is. And she went, oh, that's so sweet. I went, cute, isn't it? I've got one too.
Brilliant.
Just to see her reaction.
Fantastic. I knew you'd do that, yeah.
My mother's very well to do. And she just replied saying, hope it's on your arse.
So here's the photo.
exactly. It's quite large.
It's huge.
All right. So which is amazing, mate.
Yeah, but, no, it's a no-brainer.
There's been so many things that have happened in here that have just been all the stories that we'll have, like forever.
So many. Just before we started, Molly's just said, like, I'm shutting out for the rest of the day. Enjoy your night. Go out because we're going out afterwards. And she just said, are you starting drinking now? And I was like, oh, we're just going to do a final interview before I go. And she just sent me a nice little paragraph saying that, like, she's proud of me and how far I've come, because
she's welcome.
Just before I started here was when me and Molly broke up.
I know.
And that's hence the whole cap in hand thing was
we'd
just broken up and I'd come in and, like I said, the detailing place before here was all going very, very wrong.
Yeah.
And came in and was like, I just need something that's gonna turn me around. And just help. And genuinely, you and this company have been such a huge part of my life. Like from the last 2.5 years of what me and Molly have been through and my life, like I just came here not in a relationship and you were at my wedding. That's massive, that, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's huge,
it is,
and that's what she said. She was like, it's been a part of my life for 2 years. It's been so big. It's not just been a job that's your first 14, 16-year-old job that you go for 2 years and go, I'm going now.
And work your way through it.
It's changed me so much as a person. Like, and she said that. She said, you've changed so much from starting to when you're leaving.
Yeah.
Like as a person, for how much I've changed and what we've been through. And first flat, like I said, was thanks to you.
Well, thanks to you.
That and the whole reason me and Molly unfortunately split was because she wanted to move out. I wasn't ready because I wasn't in a financial stable situation. Yeah. And I was like, well, I can't. And then came here, got that contract, and just remember being like, well, I've done it. I'm stable.
That's
what I thought.
Little did he know.
Spend my money. I was like, it's not working anymore.
I'm looking at it week by week.
I'm sorry, mate, you're gonna have to give you a flat. Like, all right, no worries. It is, and it's been huge. It's like I said
that's what life's about, isn't it?
Absolutely.
You find these little, and for me, mate, a massive learning curve for me as well, and also to be able to. Because I've had people who've sort of worked, I wouldn't say for me in the past. I've always seen it as you do this, you do that, and trying to be this director sort of role. But the fact we've kind of got a genuine friendship out of the back
100%.
of it, it's changed my concept of business hugely. It's not what I thought it would be.
No, the whole reason I've been like, because I've had a couple of jobs before where I've tried to go self-employed for the purpose of not having that authority, ranking difference of being like, no, do that, do this. Yeah. And that's why I've always struggled. And then coming here, it's never been like that. It's always just been, I've just been like, shut up. It's just always been like, the very first thing that stood out was like, we used to have coffee in the morning. Granted, I used to try to be half an hour in the morning, but we're turning it rail down to 10 minutes.
Let's have a little chat about that, didn't we? I did the maths on how much the morning coffee was costing me over the year.
Over a year, it was like, it's just quickly getting out of hand now.
It's gone back to bloody half an hour.
It's every now
it's more because you're going, isn't it?
This last week.
And Alex sits in there just saying nothing. We're having our morning brew. Yeah, that's his job role.
Definitely. Yeah, and so 10 minutes in the morning, just having a brew and discussing what's happening throughout the day, the week, and always been on top of, like, I always knew what you were doing.
Whether normally hear it.
Whether I needed to know or not, you always were like, and then I've got so-and-so coming at this time. So you always felt a part of the business, and I have. And that's what's been massive. I think that was the real standout for me, was that I've always felt a part of the business going forward, not just a number.
You know, we've had conversations that you know more about this place than Clemmy does. My missus, because we've had conversations. You understand how the stock works, how funding works, how much money I've got.
Not much.
You know, all of that sort of stuff. And it's been great to be able to bounce off someone in that respect. Even though sometimes I say stuff to you and I just know if ain't got it, I just think, well, it's nice to get it off my chest.
Yeah, you got it on your chest. I'm just like,
Yeah, exactly. What? Yeah. So no, mate, it's been incredible. I hope it sort of clears it up for other people watching what's kind of going on. But I'm truly mortified.
Yeah, same.
Do you want a beer?
Absolutely.
I bought I'm gonna get. I'll get us a beer. And I've got you a little something as a little treat as well. They've been to the brewery and got actual beer for this. Alex, short pint. There you go. It's genuinely, mate. Don't get excited because we are poor at the moment. You're very welcome.
Paul, mate.
I just figured everyone keeps criticising me and saying Callum should be paid more and all that sort of stuff. It's a nice car, isn't it?
Very nice. Someone's doing all right.
Zero involvement in the card, mate. As you can imagine.
Just gonna.
Quality. You got my missus to thank
Quality.
for that. But yeah, everyone keeps saying you don't pay him enough and all that sort of stuff. I figured it was about time.
Yeah, there was a GoFundMe page as well, wasn't there?
No, don't worry about it. It's all in there.
You're escaping.
Yes.
I like it. It says leaving, but it's crossed out. Callum.
You're welcome.
One whole £5. I'm trying not to spend it all at once.
Yeah. But you know what I'm like with fivers.
That's true.
That's got more meaning to it than people understand. I don't spend fivers.
No, you don't. You
always didn't.
Keep it as fivers.
So, you're welcome. I'm going to need an invoice then.
Yeah, I owe you for the beer, don't I? No. That is very, very, very nice.
Yeah. I mean every word of that.
No.
Especially the bit about all your faults.
Yeah, the fault. You can see it's really been pushed on there quite hard. Mostly it's quite soft. It's like faults.
Just came back to me.
It's almost gone through there.
Yeah, quite.
Oh, thank you.
Exactly.
Thank you.
You're very welcome, and genuinely thank you for everything that you've done.
I've got you little gifties.
And I feel guilty now. So, for the can I say this
you
for
can
the record?
say it for the record.
For the record. Yeah. Done all right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's all in it.
Absolutely.
So just before people watch the video, and think, I got you a gift and you gave me a fiver.
Give me a fiver.
Yeah. I do need that back.
Off camera. Yeah, back.
Exactly.
Actually, Alex. Bring your pint.
I bet I haven't finished it.
Yeah. Only halfway through. Come and take a seat.
Come have a little sip.
Have a pew, Alex. This is for you, Alex, for the little time I've known you. I
didn't get it.
I know you didn't.
Did you not?
I got the feeling.
Did you?
Yes.
It did actually.
A lot of money.
Wow.
Alex, you'll
be all right.
Yeah. maybe leave soon, mate, because you know.
Well, I can't. If I gave him a load of money,
the payout.
You'd think, oh, hang on.
Where's my load of money? Yeah.
Not daft.
Yeah. It's his own mug. It was perfectly fit. It was perfectly fitting for him.
Bang on.
He needs his cup.
Have your own cup. Yeah, to be fair, that's nice, that.
And now you've got your own cup, and it's very fitting.
That's actually really thoughtful.
Yeah. And then your first one's. Your first one's.
Oh, mate, I feel really guilty for not getting you something.
You did.
I mean, the last 2.5 years I've supported you, but
Exactly.
well wrapped.
Thank you.
You've managed to wrap
wasting another one.
almost all of it.
Not like wasting another one. On the other side.
Okay. I can see it's got,
Yes.
which is telling me it's right up my alley.
I opened one side for you already. There you go. So you don't have to cut it.
Oh, you'll be missed, mate. You really will. I see wires.
Wow.
Excellent. Is that for my door?
Yep.
Perfect.
Yep. Well, I thought.
Oh, mate, that's
You
brilliant.
can hang it out the window, just off the ledge.
Oh, mate, I love it.
Yeah. And then I had to leave something in the building
Okay.
that no one could ever forget me by, obviously.
Brilliant.
So, yeah, open it that way, obviously.
Thank you. Open it this. Can't think why. Oh, this is going to make me cry. Yeah. Oh, mate. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. This is Callum's best quote it's ever given.
I just thought, leave it at that.
So Callum had a quote once with struggling with cars. I've got an idea, Rob. With
It was
total
genuine as well.
sincerity.
It was
Yes.
full on.
We could try and sell them and make some money.
So
Still working on
yeah,
that.
so whenever times are hard, you just look at it and go, just remember,
Oh, brilliant. Where's that going to go? That has to go somewhere.
got to go somewhere. That's why I framed it.
Yeah.
I
Thank
thought,
you, mate.
It's got to be around.
I absolutely love that. Absolutely. Thank you. That's really thoughtful.
You're very welcome.
High fiver.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it was.
we're about right
Picture
there.
frame.
To conclude, thanks, Cal.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We could go on.
You're welcome. Oh, right, that is it. I win.
So, no, it's been amazing,
Yeah,
and who knows what the future is going to hold.
Yes.
It'd be amazing to have you back, mate. Hopefully, it's cleared up and
Definitely.
answered a few questions for
Yeah.
the folks at home. Yeah. And mate, I wish you genuinely all the best from the bottom of my heart. You deserve it. You deserve whatever happens to you. Be it positive or
I was going to say when it all goes wrong. I'll have in the back of my mind, you deserve it.
Bad. You deserve everything in the world, mate. 'Cause
thank
you're one in a million. So
thank
you for your time.
You're welcome.
Thank you for joining me. And do you want to do it?
And we might see you on the next one. Cheers.
We're on our stein number 2 after Boxing Beer.